Okay, recording in progress. All right. Next question, which is also a popular one. You talked about your favorite Sofubi. What about your favorite Gachapon?
Oh, my favorite Gachapon, I think have to be the anything that's cat related.
Okay.
So like what I said, I love the ghost cats, and I have lucky cats, and another I love the monster cats, the monster cat collection. So anything that's related to cats, I love because I love cats.
But the thing about the Gachapon is you don't know what you're getting, do you? I mean, you know the theme, but
Yes,
it's like just lucky chance.
yes. It's So there was a time I became very interested in getting all of the Avengers Gachapon, and I spent almost 3,000 yen getting the entire set. So each one is 300 yen, but I kept on getting the same one.
Uh,
So it is not very good financial planning. I do not recommend it. But I was really obsessed with getting the entire collection. So I got like two Captain Americas, like, oh no, I need an Iron Man and I need a Hawkeye. So like, yeah, they have made a lot of money from me.
somebody actually asked about, I can't find the person who wrote it, but they said, is there a way that you can exchange with other collectors to get the ones that you want?
I actually haven't explored that idea, but I think I would love to do that because what I do is if I get two of the same kind, I would just collect them and give them to my friends. And they are, everyone loves Gashapon and they're so cute. So they're really happy when I give it to them. I don't really think much about swapping or selling them. Though, if you go to eBay, some people actually do that for a living.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I would figure out which are the valuable ones and then sell them off. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm just reading through the questions here. Okay, so Moe Makimoto, she's a second year student. She says, has the age group that buys soft vinyl toys changed from the past to the present?
Mm, Not so much. I think that the art market for soft vinyl toys is relatively young. I would say they would be about 30 years old to 50, though, most of the people who buy them were people born in from the 70s
Okay,
up to the early 90s.
okay.
Yeah, the reason is that these are the people who are now currently earning money, working, and they cannot really. I'm part of that age group. We cannot really afford to buy expensive artwork. We cannot afford to buy a Picasso or those we call them
Mhm.
blue chip art. We cannot afford them because they range to for thousands
Mhm.
dollars, and we can't afford them, but we can afford to buy $200 Niman yen up to, let's say, Samman yen. We can afford to buy that.
Mhm.
So as you know, like, the art economy is very much tied to our economy. So I think that once we get richer, Sofubi will become more expensive, and then it will be a problem. We can no longer buy them. So
Right.
right now, yeah, if you are into Sofubi, what you can do is try to buy Sofubi from the lesser known artists and hope and wish that they'll become famous.
So it could be a good investment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a micro art market, I would
Right, right.
say.
Uh, yeah, but knowing what to buy and collect, that would be the tricky part. Yeah.
Yes. You have to go to toy conventions to know who are the up and coming artists, and of course,
Okay.
go to some websites. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Next one, Mimi Sono. She's a third year student. Um, she said, thank you for your presentation. It was really interested and I enjoyed seeing lots of cute objects. I like the upper right object in the last screen. Can you remember what that was?
Okay, let me double check what that was. Okay, give me a minute. Uh, can you describe what it looks like?
Mimi, are you there? Mimi should be there. Yeah, she's here.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the object? Can you describe it?
Uh, maybe she showed us the uh she said this is my favorite object in the last screen, and then she said I like the roller raft.
Okay.
Yeah,
You like the
yeah, I like the
upper right.
upper right. Yeah,
Oh, those are is it like slide number 10? Is I think it's the ghost cats.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and the cats wearing hats.
Okay. Ghost cats. Okay. Those are the ghost cats. Okay.
Oh, I'm into cats.
So Mimi, what did you like about that?
I think it's because they have such funny faces. You can see their faces like they weren't really they're cute and ugly at the same time, if you get what I mean.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I know very well.
Mhm.
Okay. And Mimi's question was, where do you go if you would like to get a unique gachapon?
Oh wow, yeah. I think the biggest place would be in Akihabara. So they have a Gachapon Kaikan over there, and it's a huge place. So when it comes to availability, that's a little bit more problematic because these toys are actually meant to be mass produced, but they are also limited edition. So there's some kind of value in getting them all at the same time. So if you're really interested in a series, better get them all. They
Mhm,
also have this series called the Vinyl Artist Gacha, VAG.
mhm.
So try not to spell it out in your head. But
Okay.
so they are made by popular artists, and they're also limited edition. It's difficult to find where they are because Gachapon shows up in random places. But I would say the best place to find them is, of course, Akihabara. So if you find yourself in Tokyo anytime and you want to collect Gashapon, head over to Akihabara.
Mhm. Have you ever been over to Kitakyushu City there? We have the Aru Aru City here, which is
Oh, not yet.
kind of a otaku paradise. And I think there's a lot of that collectible stuff there. If
Mhm.
you come over to Kitakyushu sometime, it's right next to Kokura Station and Aru Aru City. And you just go in there and yeah.
Oh,
It's
I'd love to.
very simple.
I haven't been there actually.
Oh, really? Oh, you have to come over and visit sometime.
Yeah, I should. Like,
Yeah.
once COVID is over.
Yes. I'm getting my second jab on Thursday.
Oh, yay. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. But until everybody else does, it's not much good to me.
I know.
Okay, moving along. Momoko Imanishi, she was asking, um, which other countries in the world are Sofubi and Gachapon popular?
Oh, wow. I would say number one, of course, is Japan.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
Number two would
outside of
be,
Japan. Yeah.
yeah, outside of Japan, I would say US. They have a really good market for anything from Japan.
Mhm.
So they have a lot of otakus there, or like people interested in Japanese pop culture.
Okay.
However, the meaning of otaku in Japan and the US are different, okay? So in Japan, they they actually have a negative connotation if you're called otaku. It's not a
Mhm.
very good word. In Japan or in the United States, they're more like proud to be called otaku because it means that they're um, nerd pride.
Right.
They're knowledgeable about something.
Right.
So it's very different. I would say so. First would be Japan. Number two would be the US, and I think number three would be the UK. And
Oh,
it's yes, there's a lot of like anime and manga fans in the UK as well. Not as much as US because the US has some of the biggest anime conventions outside of Japan.
mhm.
I would also say Brazil, but I really haven't explored that part yet. But the reason is that they have a really large Japanese population in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, they do. It's the biggest, isn't it? Outside of,
Yes, the biggest outside of Japan. So they bring the culture along with them.
right, right.
So I meet a lot of Brazilian anime and manga fans or Japanese pop culture fans in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A couple of students are asking about, how should I put it? Are there any sofubi from your country? Yeah.
Yes, actually, there are, but they are so rare because not a lot of people know how to make them. So, what they do is that they purchase pre made sofubi and then they paint them.
Ah.
So, they kind of, it's either they're blank or they erase it
Mhm.
and then create a new one. The reason is that we don't have the same facilities as in Japan. Many foreigners come to Japan to make their own sofubi because Japan has the production system here already. They don't really have that in other countries. So people from Europe and US, they come here to Japan to create their own sofubi because of, you can hire a tiny sofubi company to make your personalized sofubi. Of course,
Right.
if you have money, it's not a problem. But in other countries, I would say like in the Philippines, not so much because we don't have the same facilities as Japan.
Mhm. Mm. Interesting question from one of the girls. She's asking, when you go home, are there any gachapon that you take as a souvenir of Japan?
Oh, actually, another gachapon that's really popular overseas are those erasers that feature Japanese food.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yes, and you can buy them in gachapon form, and the gachapon vintage series where you can find 1950s version of the randoseru, a Japanese typical lunch. So there's really small and very very detailed. It has like tiny curry, tiny a small bowl of rice, all complete, and the indoor shoes. I my friends go crazy for those. I buy them in secondhand stores like Book Off. There's so many, and I just buy a bunch and I give them to my friends, and they are very happy to receive them. Always a great souvenir gift. Yeah.
So there is a market in Japan for used gachapon.
Yes, there are. If you go to any secondhand store, because I think gashapon collectors they get multiples, and
Mm.
so they don't know what to do with the rest. And they're as commercially made toys, they're not really art toys like because gashapon is like mass produced. um Vinyl art is not, but if you get like five of these little cats, then might as well sell them to Book Off. You can get a few coins back.
Right, right, right. And then buy something that you want.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, interesting question. Are software be used to make other things besides toys?
Well, these days, there no. I think it's because of the market. The market has changed. Before, it was really just like anything that's made from plastic. I think it's yeah. That's a really good question. I don't think so. They just really use them for toys.
Yeah.
I guess once you get your hands on them, you can use them as I don't know, as a display, or you can put them on top of your notebooks to keep them there when the wind blows. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of interesting question, that one. Yeah. And another one from Natsumi Kawaguchi, second year student. Um, do you think the strange gachapon are pretty?
I think so. The reason is that they wouldn't make them if nobody liked them. So, to become a gashapon artist, you have to have a certain kind of appeal. And some people like ugly, cute things,
Mhm.
and some people really do like weird things. I mean, this is a gift, by the way. So you have to have a sense of humor
Yeah.
when you buy gashapon because some of them they don't really make sense,
Mhm. Yeah. The
right?
little uchi goods are always popular.
Yep.
I know when I go home to New Zealand, those are always the most popular things with my nieces and nephews.
Yes, yes. This was an angry one.
Yeah. Okay. Where we're up to. So Aoi Yagami, she asked, Gachapon cost about 200 to 300 yen in Japan. How about in other countries?
Oh, in other countries? Okay. So in Japan it's 200 to 300 yen, right? But in other countries, you have to consider the cost of importation and taxes. So I haven't really seen gashapon the way they are sold here in Japan.
Hmm,
So in Japan, you go to any convenience store or you go to a game center or a mall and you can just like put your coins in and get one. Okay.
right.
Yeah, but in other countries, you can't do that. The equivalent would be what's something called a blind box. So you go to a store that sells toys, and then they'll give you several boxes, and you choose one. But it's not the gachapon experience of turning the handle, and I think that's what makes gachapon so fun because you feel like you have control over what gashapon you're gonna get. You kind of look at the gashapon jar and you're like, oh, this is what I want. I hope it falls.
Okay.
Yeah, but in other countries they don't have it. They only have the blind box experience. You can choose the box, but
Okay.
you don't
Okay.
get to turn anything. So
Yeah.
they don't have it outside of Japan, which is really sad. I
Yeah.
think it's something that Japan should look into when it comes to exporting.
I'm sure they would. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, Interesting question from Yuki Shiraishi. She says, what's the maximum you would be prepared to pay?
Well, I bought a 600 yen gachapon. So I think this should be the maximum because I actually do have like two of these already. So like that's 1,200 yen of Pilgrim toys. So I
Wow.
yeah, 600 yen for me for a gachapon.
Yeah, 600 yen. Yeah, you wouldn't want to spend too much on that, would you?
I know they're kind of cute and gross, but it's a lot of money.
Manami Kawaguchi, she asked, and I don't know what this is, but she says, have you ever watched Nandemo Kanteidan?
Oh no, I haven't seen it. Is it an anime about gachapon?
Manami, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, what is that?
On these TV shows, uh, some some old character
Mm-hmm.
such as Gachapon
Mm.
introduced the in the TV shows.
Okay.
Wow. I'd love to see that. Thank you for letting me know.
Manami, is that a regular program or just sometimes on?
Sometimes, maybe once a week.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I don't watch local TV anymore.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the name again? What's the title?
Nandemo Kanteidan.
Nandemo Kanteidan. Okay. Thank you very much.
Manami, do you know which channel it's on?
No,
No, okay.
sorry.
I'm going to look it up on the internet. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Mhm.
Just going through there. Most of the questions that are coming up now have kind of been repeated. Okay, so does anybody who's out there watching now have a question that they would like to ask? You can either ask it speaking out or you can put it in the chat. You can send a message directly to Herb if you like. Does anyone have a question? Silence.
Anyone?
Probably just about asked all the questions they were thinking of. Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of curiosity about, how on earth did you get into this hobby? Of all the things that you could have chosen to do, why this one?
I think it's because my primary research was all about anime and manga. But if you're interested in anime and manga, it kind of goes into other aspects of Japanese popular culture.
Mhm.
And one of them is Gachapon. I mean, it's very niche. Not a lot of people are really interested in it as a subject to do research on.
Yeah.
But I found it interesting because I have a background in the arts, and like what I said, I do research in pop culture, and it's something that had a big crossover.
Mhm.
And you wouldn't think that making toys would be something that can be considered art.
Mm.
So I think it's really fascinating, especially since many famous Japanese artists are also making their own vinyl toys.
Mhm.
So who would have thought, right?
Yeah, so some of those designs that you had on some of the ones on your presentation, I looked at it and thought, yeah, that's real sort of cutting edge sort of pop culture stuff. It's really nice stuff out there. Like I said, I had just written it off as cheap sort of throwaway things that come out of the machine, but
Hmm.
there's a whole culture out there which I was unaware of.
Yeah, I love it. It's like for me, like it's like going on a deep dive into like a very unknown part of Japanese pop culture. So I
Yeah,
really also had a lot of fun doing this presentation and doing the research for it.
yeah, I can imagine. It just sort of, and you'd find like-minded people that you could talk to.
Yeah.
Do you have like a circle of people who are geek out on the stuff, or?
Oh yeah, I've met several, and they're such nice people. They're all so willing to talk about their work and their process. You know, Most of the time, in my experience, talking to a lot of people who work in the arts,
Mhm,
some of them are very difficult to talk to because
mhm.
you can't. Their schedules are always busy, or they're a little bit snobby. Sorry,
Yeah, I was gonna say
but
antisocial.
yeah, but the people who make gacha or gacha toy designers, they're always so happy and so eager to share their knowledge with you. So they're really fun people and they're very kind.
Mm, interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's an art form that's made for the people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're almost. Does anyone have a question? Did any questions come up in your chat?
Let me check.
Just a whole big
No,
scroll of names, probably.
no, just a lot of names. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we can close up there. I think probably I can't see any more coming in here. Hey, well, thank you so much. That
Thank
was
you so
really
much for
interesting.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna pull you off spotlight so you can see everybody. Kind of thing. There you go. You should be in the gallery view now. You can see everybody. So everybody, would you like to turn on your videos again? And we will say thank you. Can
Let's
we
take a
have
selfie.
videos on? There we go.
Yay. Hello, everyone.
Yay, faces.
Mm.
Yeah, it's always much nicer when there's people to look at.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so do any of you guys have a question you'd like to ask, or are you all okay? Had enough questions? Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to reading what you've all got to write later. And if any more questions come up, I'll send them over to you. Okay, Herb.
Of course.
Plus their feedback on what you've talked about.
Great.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for taking the time to share your passion with us. It's a really interesting hobby. When I saw the topic come in, I thought, what is this? In fact, I had to research sort of what it was to understand. I thought, oh, that looks really interesting. So it was a really kind of, as you said, quirky.
It is very quirky.
You students, have you heard that word before? Quirky? Do you know the word quirky? Quirky. So there you go. Herb, there's a challenge for you. Explain what quirky means.
Quirky is something that's like omoshiroi,
Mm,
demo chotto hen.
mm, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Probably most of the students will say Malcolm is a little quirky.
Yeah,
Look at him.
probably.
Yeah.
You think Professor Malcolm is quirky? Is he quirky? Is he funny and
They're not going to say.
strange?
I can see Yuki's laughing up there.
Funny and strange.
Yeah, I'm a little. Maybe Zitzman Sensei is a little quirky. Yeah, he's from Canada. Everybody's quirky from Canada. Okay, well, anyway, okay. I see Fumin has just put a question in. Are there any museums in Japan where we can see artworks that use Sofubi?
Not that I know of. I think Sofubi is still very underground, and it's the fans of Sofubi are also Sofubi makers and Sofubi enthusiasts. Though, like Nara Yoshitomo and Murakami Takashi,
Hmm.
they do make Sofubi. Nara Yoshitomo has a museum in Aomori, if you can make your way in Aomori. And sometimes Murakami Takashi, they come out with Sofubi or blind box items that you can buy in the convenience stores, but they're very rare. So you have to watch out for those.
I'm surprised. I mean, there's museums for everything in Japan. I'm surprised that there isn't. I guess there will be in the future when they become mainstream.
One day, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it's still very underground, and in a way, sometimes I like it that way. At the same time, I do want more people to know more about it. So it's like difficult.
Being at the level it is now, it makes it very accessible by anybody, right? It's not sort of
Yes,
priced out. Yeah.
it's still cheap. Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, so that's some good advice for you guys. Thinking of your future, go and buy some unique and limited Sofubi now and put them away in your house. Maybe in 10, 20 years, they'll be very valuable and you'll be rich.
Yeah.
So, yeah, become a collector. Okay, well, let's finish up there. Thank you so much, Herb. That was very interesting. I think we all got a lot out of it. So would everybody like to give clapping of hands? Okay, if you don't have your video on, give us a clapping hand. There you go. There they come.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, well, take care, okay? And I'll send you some feedback over later once the students have finished writing it up. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Please stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, you too. You too. Look forward to see, if you're ever over in Kitakyushu City, drop by and visit us, okay?
Definitely.
After Corona.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. See you later, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you.
I think yours is the biggest session we've had this year so far.
Wow, thanks.
They were knocking at the door. See you later. Thanks a lot, Herb. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thank you, guys.